Hi everyone, it's Heidi, and I'm here with part 2 of my art journal. At the end of the last one, I was playing around with this edging off of the pillowcase and this part of a long thin doily and this image. So what I'm thinking right now is that while I was off camera, I did pull this up a bit because I think I may end up overlaying this with her. So what I'm thinking that I would like to do is I'm gonna center her. It sounds like a thunderstorm is coming through. I'm hoping we don't lose power because that would be stinky. So I'm going to just set this off to the side for a sec. What I would like to do is I'm going to trim this end a little bit. And again, this is that vintage pillowcase that tears so nicely. Then I've got perfect. Okay. That is going to go on here like this. She is going to go on here, and then well, let me just layer this up again. I want to put this on the edge like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some pins. And this I created this pin cushion using a vintage china basket. The idea came from my friend over at the Vintage Daisy, Michelle. If you have not seen anything by Michelle at the Vintage Daisy, if you're on Facebook, I highly, highly recommend spending some time on her Facebook page. Watch some of her videos. She is absolutely amazing. One of the most creative people I have ever seen. And not that I've seen a ton of really creative people, but and I have, and she's in my top 10. Let me just say that. So look at that. Look at that. So she did this cute little video on how to create, you see this, create this here. So but yeah, so yes, I've seen a lot of creative people that I get a lot of ideas from, but she's just amazing. She's a great person. She is just super kind. And let me just try and get this underneath here a little more. So I want this to sort of go along the edge a little bit here. It does not have to be perfect. Like I said, with junk journals in my last video, that, it doesn't have to be perfect. So that's kind of the look I'm going for. Let's add it to here. And I think what I would like to do is have this come over her like that. Isn't that sweet? And I'm going to sew all the way around. I'm going to sew this together. But what I think I'm going to do first is I think I am going to sew down this edge here first. So let me do that. Oh yeah. I just want to get these so I sort of have a straight line. So I'm going to do that first. My sewing machine is off camera. I'm sorry, I don't know how to, I can't put it up on my table right now. I have it on its own little stand. But, and hopefully it's not too loud. My poor little sewing machine is, like I said in my last video, it is 30 years old, 35 years old. My daughter's 35. I bought it when she was a baby. I think that this will help it to keep my layers together while I'm working with the girl on top. Okay, so let me back. Okay, so now we have, did I take that one out? Took that one out. Okay. So we have, that's a little wiggly, which is fine. So we have a little curve to this there, which is okay. Thinking I want to add that to the top. I like that, but I am feeling a little worried about the this little curve here. So what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna just take this top part out. I'm gonna, oh, look at all my little threads here. Because of course I didn't trim it because I was too excited to bring it over to see what I did. I do want to take this apart because I'm not so crazy about this end being in so far. So be easy peasy. I'm not going to take the whole thing apart. I'm just going to take a little bit apart. Because I like how it is down here, but not at the top as much. Just do a little ripping out of that. All right. And this sort of has a little natural curve anyways. So I think I can, let's just, let me see if I'm gonna like that. Put this on because I love that on there. Gives it, I love the different textures, the different layers. Whoops, daisies. Oh, I should cover up my ink. And if we put her here, if she does want to curve, this definitely wants to curve. Oh, there we go. All right, let me just do a little more sewing here with that. There we go. Oh, thanks for bearing with me with that one. Now, this is just my process. It's how I work. I try things, I undo things. Sometimes I try things and I make mistakes that I like. And sometimes I make mistakes that I don't like. All right, so let's see how this looks here. And we ended up covering up all of that collaging. I think I would like that just on, more on the edge. I'm gonna put that there. put her here, and then we're gonna end up with this coming over the top of that. And then you're gonna see some white stitching around her, which I think will help blend her in. I am absolutely loving this so far. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna glue this, and then I'm gonna sew all the way around. So let's do that. Let's glue this down. Get that glued on. I like that hanging off. I'm just going to do a little skiff of glue for her in the middle, just to hold her in place of where I would like her to sit. There we go. And then I'm going to sew around the outside of her to keep to bring all these elements together. Okay. Well, when I say bring all the elements together, I mean just that they are all sewn together, so it'll be easier for me to adhere it to the cover. And I love sewing paper. I sew a lot of my tags, and I'm sure in the process we'll be sewing tags together for this journal, adding different fabrics and lace to those tags as well. Oh, she looks great. Let me bring her over so you can see. Okay. So I've sewed around the outside. I'm going to take my ink dauber and just kind of mute the thread a little bit. This is Vintage Photo by Tim Holtz. I love his stuff. Actually, I think I'm going to just kind of darken the corners here a little bit too. So look at that. Oh, I love it so much. I love it, love it, love it. This makes me so happy. Okay, so that's done. So let's move into the inside here. I'm going to add some lace and some of that pillowcase here. I'm going to glue down some of this. I was thinking I might need a little bit of cardboard here, but this is nice and thick, and they will hold, this outside cover is very thick, very sturdy, so that should hold nicely. And I want to put a little, it's not wide enough. Oh, wouldn't that be cute? Okay. All right, so we're going to, I'm going to find another little piece that I could put down that center here with one of my doilies that I have. What do I have here? This little eyelet, but I'm definitely going to want to put something underneath. So here's some of that pillowcase. Just gonna do a nice wide piece here. There we go. I love using as many vintage pieces as I can. although I do love using a nice piece of Tim Holtz fabric. I love the patterns on his fabrics. That. And feels too short. You know, I could just take a little smidgen of this and also put this on the inside, which feels a little wide to me. You know, this is all just a process. Just a process. So I do know this is going to go here. It's going to be the beginning of my binding, my center. Oh my goodness, lost for words right now. So I'm gonna just take that edging off. Oh, look at that! Isn't that lovely? Love this little eyelet. So then I'm thinking if I can just do a little bit this. I'd rather have more than enough than not enough. Okay, so if I have this down and then I put some of the eyelet here. Okay. Then we can I think about what I want for pockets, or if I want a side tuck, because I'm going to want to put those in before I sew around. Although, if you'll notice, I was thinking I might sew it before I came on camera, but I hadn't finished the inside. So I sewed down one side, which is absolutely not a big deal. So I'm thinking this may work pretty good here. So let's get this put in. And that in here. And I have found too that if one side, say this side's a little wider than this side, it's not a big deal, because once your signatures are in, you're really not going to be able to see that one side may be a little bit thicker than the other side. I'm gonna just put a little bit of this here. And I'm going to put a little of this down here just to keep it. And I am going to sew here, and I'm going to sew here. And this is going to go right up the middle there. Like that. And this is just a dresser scarf. This was a dresser scarf, a little eyelet dresser scarf that I thought would be fun to put in my journals. So I grabbed that from a little estate sale. There was a whole bunch of I got a whole pile for $5. So excited. Plus some little handkerchiefs that had some embroidery on them as well from the same place. Great. So we've got that. Let me get this. What a nice little edge. Oops, not down too far. Just tuck that. Right. So there is a little bit of a bubble here. I'm just gonna pull this a little bit more, make it a little taut, and then I'm actually gonna sew right down here and right down here, which will help with that. Sometimes there's a little fussing you have to do. See, this is one of the reasons why I like Fabri-Tac, because I can pull it up and re-stick it. Okay, and then I do signatures. I have 2 signatures sitting that were inside this. Oh, brother, I've made a nice little mess for myself over here. Here's my girl. And here's the start of my 2 signatures. They're gonna need to be trimmed down. I need to add to them because I don't feel like there's enough here. I want to add some of the other paper. I want to add some different kinds of paper. Okay, so right now I'm going to sew here and I'm going to sew here. I'll just leave her right there for a sec. And you can tell my machine kind of starts and stops. Has a little bit of a hard time sometimes, but we'll get there. I use it as my little workhorse. I love it. So see, I've sewn down this one side here, which will help keep everything together. I sew down the other side. Oh, just bear with me a sec. Whoops. Well, we're not going to do that because, hang on, my needle just came out. Isn't that funny? Well, okay. That's all right. We'll start again. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. Well, all right. So I'm going to have to do a little something with my machine because it's not going to let me sew down this side. But if you could see, I've sewed down this side and I still have to sew this side. Being a little snickerdoodle. I think I just need to change out my needle, but that's fine. All right, so what we're gonna do now, and I can put her on, she's gonna go on next time because I wanna fix my machine, I wanna sew, and then I want to sew around the outside. I wanna sew all the way around the outside. I want to sew down here. Then we'll put her on here, and then we're going to add I want to add some pockets. So you know what? We could do our pockets right now, and then I can do my sewing once I fix up my machine. So what we'll do is, I have this nice coffee stained cardstock, and let me get my cutter out here. And what we're gonna do is, I'd like to make a kind of a corner pocket. Sorry, I'm not sure you could see what I was pointing out. I want to do a corner pocket here, and then I think I'm going to do a side pocket here. So, and I'm going to collage them, and we'll put some fabric and some lace and some papers on. So let's just see, usually like a nice 2 to 2.5 inches. Usually just, oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I made you all wiggly. Okay. And let me move that off to the side. And then we'll do, yep, 2.5 inches. Look at that. And then we're gonna do a nice little corner pocket, which will be, again, I have lost my ruler, which is, this happens all the time because I throw it off to the side. That's okay, I have another one. This little vintage one. So I think I want it to come 4 inches. Oh my goodness gracious. I think I'll do like a 4x6 with a little cut on the side. So let's do a 4x6. So we'll do a 4. By 6. Okay. And then I'm gonna do just a little, I don't even measure, I just kind of eyeball it. And so that's where we're gonna start with those. So let's just open this up and show you. I'm gonna trim that down. So let me see if you can, yep. So this will be the front pocket, and then this is gonna be a back tuck. So let's start, this just needs an inch off, I think. Just an inch off, maybe not even that much. See, I don't, half the time I don't measure. Start 3/4 of an inch. See how that works, and just another little smidgen off. Look at that. Okay, so I think what I'd like to do, let me just move our cover out of the way. I'm sorry for the little technical difficulties with our oh, here's my big ruler. It's just underneath some paper. I'm gonna put that where I can see it. So here's a little piece that I think would be cute on there. I think we will do a little bit of collaging. Sure, I'm gonna choose that one. So I have this little book, Pearson's Magazine from April 1881. It's like somebody spilled something all over it, but that's okay. Look at these images. Aren't they stunning? They're just stunning. Okay, so I'm going to, actually wanted to go to the back where there was some advertising. But I also like the little, the script. Okay. So I'm thinking I might put some of this down to begin with, because I like that. So let's start there. Let's start with that. And we'll And then we can add some of the advertising to one of the pockets. I think this will be a great way to start. So, how is everybody today? It is, oh my goodness, some glue on my hands here. Everything, I'm doing good here. The weather is overcast again, and I thought it was gonna thunder and lightning and rain, but not so sure it's doing that or not. Can add a little music, a little bit of music we can add. I'm gonna add a little, we'll add a little, We're going to add some more book page, but I'm going to put it a different way. And I'm going to ink this one a little bit. I will ink around the outside of this as well as sew around the outside as soon as I get my sewing machine all set. I may end up doing a little bit of that off camera and not on camera. I'm not sure. Depends if I can get it going the way that I, fixed it so that it's okay. All right. So I'm gonna just, I think this would be cute almost all the way down the side of the pocket. Like this. I do like that. I'm thinking that I have some vellum flower stickers that I think I'm gonna pull out and see which, put something on here. I love the vellum flowers. I get them on Amazon. Okay, this little music. I have all different kinds of music books, but this one, because of the size, I really enjoy using it. Okay, and then let's see here. I'm going to grab a little bit of the dictionary page, I think. Just add a little at the bottom. It says cobalt, so it's a color, and this is our art journal. All right. Here is a little bit of what we used behind our girl. And I'm going to cut a piece of this. Actually, I'm wondering if I wouldn't want to put this lace up along the edge, which I like this, but I think this would be cuter. Oh, pull it right off. Look at that. And then this way kind of, yeah. Yep. Okay, so I like that. Let me just grab my vellum stickers. Okay. I have this big binder that's filled. Let me hit the camera if I open it there. So, okay. I used, make sure, let's see, okay. I used, these are baseball sleeves to just kind of separate the flowers. And I would like something kind of tall. I would like something with a little bit of red or pink in it. I'm gonna pull a couple different things out so that I have some things to choose from, which I'll probably end up putting into the book anyways, at some place. I do love the big roses. It's one of my favorites. And I just, like I said, I got these on Amazon. I buy big lots of them. I like, these are pretty too. All right, these should be some good choices. I like I said, these make just great little fillers throughout the book. I like them on over that, like the type here. Just make sure you can see. Yep. So could do something like this that has this that goes up the side. Do kind of like this as well. Is that? Or we have just something like that, which thinking I like that one. Use that, and then what I will do here is create a place to put a word or to put a saying up there. So let's just see, how wide is this? Let's see how wide this is. This is 2 inches. I'm gonna do this 1 3/4 so that it goes on there, and I'm gonna take a smidge off because it's a little too tall for me. So if we do something like that, we can come back later and add something to it. So I could do that. We could do this with this up here. And I think I like it on the top. So I'm gonna glue this edging on first. And keep in mind that I am going to sew around this whole thing. This whole card, I'm going to sew around it so that everything is stuck. It's all stuck together. I don't know if you can hear the lawnmower. My son is outside mowing the lawn, and I think it's sprinkling. Not. Okay, so then I'm going to give a little trim at the end here. These are not my fabric scissors. They're my, they are, oh shoot, this is going to go this way. Let me choose something else. I do this all the time. I forget which is the front and which is the back. So the shiny part is the back. Not sure about that. Shiny part is the back. Okay. Oh, keep putting that one in upside down. Although I do love that, but I'm wondering if it's too boxy. That each, you know, this is boxy, this is a little bit boxy. Okay. That is lovely too. And then we have this that has a little bit of blue in it. Kind of like that it doesn't take up all of the space. And then we have this one. I think I like the way this looks on here best. So I'm going to put this one down. Okay. Then we're going to ink this. And then I'm going to glue this to this. I am not going to glue it to here yet because I want to sew around the outside. Just thinking about whether I want to put a little flower there. Go back and see if there's something that's, see, this is like a almost, I could use it almost like a hanging. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to do that. Okay, so let me ink around here. Like I said, we're gonna sew around the outside. So here's another option. Could do, I have this nice little washi tape that I could pull some of this off. And I can put this. So the nice thing with the washi is I can put it down, see what I like, and then peel it up, because Wendy from Wendy's Journal Adventure shared about when you put your washi tape down, use a little glue stick because it'll help it to stay better. And not peel up. So, and she was so right. So, see there, I love that. So I'm gonna sew around that. I'm gonna glue this down. And this is a place that we could put something, or I can leave it blank for the person who purchases it can add their own saying on here, or journal space, whatever they would like. So, all right, so that back tuck is done. So let's do our front tuck. And I'm thinking, I love these bone flowers. I don't know about you guys, but I love them. Okay, so here is our front tuck. Let me just make sure you can see good. Okay, I'm thinking that I want to, I'm going to use some of the advertising here. To glue on here. So what I'm going to do is, I want to do it this way. we'll do it that way. I'm just gonna, again, I'm gonna sew around the outside of this to give it texture, to hold everything nicely. Just get up in the frame so you can see this. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna it'd be easier if I do it this way. Isn't that lovely? Then I'm going to add, which is going to cover that up. Oh, I don't want to do that. So I'm thinking, why not just put this at the bottom? That, and let me grab my book, because maybe I might have enough. Sorry, I just made you all wiggly again. So if we've got this here, this can come like that. See that? So this'll, I think I'm gonna glue this like this. I'm gonna fray this so it looks like it was almost torn. And the more it gets used and the more it's open and shut and set up on its side, it will look more tattered. So yeah, I think we'll do that. Let me, and again, I think we'll grab one of our vellum flowers and see which one we like. Oh, this is lovely. So we have that. Boy. So we have that. Then we can make a, where's my, yeah. And then I'm thinking we can do a little tag. I kind of want it a little more square. Let's see here. Almost a rectangle. Let's see. We'll just play around, see what we like. Trying to, let's see if there's a different one I might like. Shiny in the back. So, wondering if it's just even that much. Let's see, we'll just keep playing until we find something we like. Almost like it over. You know, decisions, right? Shiny in the back. Shiny. really want to see that. That's what I'm feeling my issue is that I really want to be able to see that, but I also want to make a little tag. And maybe we do end up, I don't really want to cover that. I really like that there. And I'm gonna do, thinking I want some layering. Here, this. Let me ink around the edge of this little tag. Do a little layering, and then my little handy dandy cheesecloth, which I love working with as well. I bought this cheesecloth last year after Halloween on the clearance rack for like $1, and then I threw it in some coffee. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little cheesecloth, I think, here as well underneath this. See if that doesn't give me a little better. All right, let's just lop a piece of this off. Okay, then I'm gonna cut here. So if we do a little of that with this, and it might just be to the bottom there, some of this. It's just not it's too symmetrical for me. So trying to pull it apart and go from there. Let's try that, and then what if we just threw a little, that one. Is there another one I liked? And I feel like once I sew around this and I sew this down and glue this on and put this on, I think I've got a good direction here going. Let me just try, maybe it's, all right, so let me glue this all together. Let me see if that will help me. See if I like this. That way it's got a little more stability. And if it's hanging off the edge of the pocket, I am okay with that once I'm done. I won't glue this down, just like I'm not gonna glue this one down. Until this is sewn and this is sewn on the outside. So I'm liking that like that. And I'm wondering if I wouldn't like those there. Or kind of a little, almost coming around the side of that. I think I would like that. Okay, so I'm gonna lay that one there. And then when I glue this down, I'm gonna glue it almost like this kind of is a corner, like tucks around the corner of that tag. Sometimes these can be tricky. So if I've got this here, that, we're gonna make that work, that's for sure. Yep. And then we're gonna glue a little glue here, and I'm gonna put my cheesecloth down. And look at that. Okay, so let's lay these in here. Okay. Lay the two of them in here, like so. That with that, and then we've got, let me cover this before I make a big old mess. Okay. This up so you can see it, and of course I'm wiggling. I have to get a better system for my camera. Okay. So I have, so it'll be, oops, let's move all this stuff out of the way. You can kind of see where we're at. So this is going to go like that. It's going to hang off the edge, going to hang off there. This is going to go here. And then we've got that. So we've got our inside pockets ready to be sewn and glued down. We've got the outside ready to be sewn. We've got our front cover image ready. So I'm going to pop off for now. I'm going to fix my sewing machine. And then what I think we'll do is I'll get all my sewing done, and then I'll come back on and we'll start working on our signatures. So anyway, so thank you for watching today. Thanks for bearing with me with my sewing machine issues and my stumbling along today. I appreciate you all being here and watching my video and liking it. Thank you for subscribing, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that very much, and have a great day. See you soon. See you in part 3.